Hello, this is James Dibben with confessionsofahhospicenurse.net, home of the Hospice Nursing Podcast, where we provide practical help for hospice nursing success. So today I wanted to create a quick video showing you how I use the clinical data sheet when I'm doing recertifications. So I just created this thing a few years ago, and I just find it very handy. So I keep several copies in my in an accordion folder I keep in my car for when I'm doing recertification. So I'll start by entering the patient name, and maybe that is Mr. Jones. For example, you'll have to excuse my handwriting. And so I will say, well, what do they like today at our recertification, and what were they like at admit? So maybe this is their first or second recertification, and we're doing a compare and contrast from when they first came on our services. So let's say they are 40% PPS now, and let's say they were 50% at admit. And I'll just work my way down, and let's say they're 129 pounds now, and they were they were at 142, let's say. And I may put in their BMI here if I have their height. And I'll just work my way down. Maybe their mid-arm circumference is 22 now, and it was 24 at admission. And I'm just going through the record, looking this all up. If they have Alzheimer's, I'll put that in here as well. And that just kind of depends, if they have Alzheimer's. I won't use it for anybody but Alzheimer's. And let's say they're sleeping 16 hours a day now between night and daytime. And at admit, they were only sleeping 10. And maybe at admit, they were at 2 liters nasal cannula, and now they're at 3 liters. And I'll just keep working my way down. And maybe when you take the oxygen off, oops, I don't know why I wrote 3 there. When you take the oxygen off, they're at 90%. And let's just say they were at 90% before on room air, as an example. And have they had an infection? Did they have a URI during this benefit period? I'll put that on there. And medication changes, food intake. Let's say they're doing 2 meals a day now, and they were eating 3 meals. Any labs that may have been drawn during that time. If their respirations now at rest, are they more like 20 and they were 18? Just as an example. Or maybe they have 2+ edema now, and at admit they had no edema. So you just keep working it down. Living arrangements, they're still at home. Maybe they were at home before, and that's fine. That hasn't changed. And then, did they receive any PRN after hours visits? That's that's something to big know. Maybe there was symptom management one night, and your on-call had to go out there. And I would write the date here and reference that in my recert note. If they, on 7/24, they had to call on call because they were in a pain crisis. And that is certainly a change, an event that we should keep track of. And I'll just work my way down. This is showing 2 sheets, but it's really not, just this app that I'm using. And I'll write other notes down here that aren't necessarily contained up here, or get into more detail on medication changes, so that when you're done and you have filled this completely out, you have your recert note that's kind of done. When you go to type it up, you can say, hey, at admission, they were 50% PPS, and now they are 40% PPS. At admit, they were 142 pounds. Now, their MAC has gone down. They're sleeping more. And you just type all that out for your recertification note, and you're good to go. And you can submit that for the doctor to complete the CTI. This will be available for download at my website at confessionsofahhospicenurse.net under the download tools, tool downloading section. So if you have any questions, reach out to me at james@confessionsofahhospicenurse.net.